What if the old rifle in your attic was worth more than your car, and you had no idea? Right now, collectors are quietly driving up prices on certain rifles most owners don't even think twice about. Some are doubling in value every year. Some are already impossible to replace. And if you're holding one, you might be sitting on a gold mine without realizing it. So, let's break it down. Here are 10 rifles that could quietly be making you rich, ranked by collector demand, skyrocketing resale prices, and the secret features turning them into investment gold. Let's begin. Number 10. Marlin 336 pre-1983 models. You've probably seen a Marlin 336 before, maybe even owned one, but the models made before 1983, those are a different story. They were built during the golden age of Marlin, when quality control was high, craftsmanship was meticulous, and receivers were still machined from forged steel. Collectors call these the JM stamped guns, after the JM proof mark on the barrel that signaled production at the original Marlin plant in North Haven, Connecticut. Chambered in 30-30 Winchester, these lever guns featured a 20-inch micro-groove barrel, a 6+1 capacity, and walnut stocks with a checkered grip. They were reliable, easy to scope thanks to the side ejection, and balanced enough for brush hunting or saddle carry. But what's driving prices today isn't just function, it's nostalgia, scarcity, and the post-Remington decline. After 2007, quality dropped sharply under Remington's management, and when Ruger took over in 2020, the new 330-60s were good but different. That shift made the pre-83 originals more desirable. Clean, unmolested, JM-stamped Marlin 336s are now fetching $900 to $1,500, and a period-correct scope, original sling swivels, or a factory box, and you're looking at a serious payday. Number 9. Winchester Model 70 pre-1964. Among bolt-action rifles, few names carry the same weight as the Winchester Model 70. But it's not the name alone that's turning heads. It's the early production years, especially the pre-1964 models, that collectors are chasing like treasure. These rifles weren't cranked off an assembly line. They were built with precision, care, and craftsmanship that today's factory rifles struggle to match. Chambered in classics like 30-06 Springfield and 270 Winchester, the pre-64s featured controlled round feeding, hand-polished metalwork, and walnut stocks that wouldn't look out of place in a high-end custom shop. The bolt cycles with that bank vault smoothness and the 3-position safety became an iconic standard for American hunting rifles. The action design with its Mauser-style extractor proved so reliable that Marine Corps sniper Carlos Hathcock trusted it during Vietnam. On today's market, clean examples are steadily rising in value. A well-maintained pre-1964 Model 70 can easily bring in $1,500 to $3,000, depending on condition and caliber. Rare chamberings like the .300 HH or .35 Remington often command even higher prices, especially with matching serials and original factory packaging. If you've got one sitting in the back of a safe or passed down through family, it may not look flashy, but you're holding a piece of firearms history that collectors are paying a premium to find. Number 8. Norinco Type 56 SKS Paratrooper. You might not think a Cold War-era Chinese surplus rifle could turn into a collector's magnet, but the Norinco Type 56 SKS Paratrooper model is doing exactly that. Once sold in crates by the dozen, is now being hunted by collectors who understand its rising scarcity, military lineage, and undeniable shootability. Unlike the standard SKS, the Paratrooper model features a shortened 16-inch barrel, giving it a more compact profile while still using the same 7.62 by 39 mm round as the AK-47. It comes with a fixed 10-round magazine, milled receiver, and a built-in folding bayonet, a combination that's grown harder to find in clean condition. These rifles were never officially issued to airborne troops, despite the name, but their shortened barrels made them appealing to civilian shooters who wanted something handier than the standard 20-inch SKS. What's fueling the value spike? Importation bans and drying surplus supplies. Norinco rifles stopped coming into the U.S. decades ago due to trade restrictions, and the ones already here are aging fast. While regular SKSs still trade around $500 to $700, Paratrooper models in excellent condition are pushing $900 to $1,200, with matching serial numbers and unmolested stocks driving the price even higher. Own one in the back of your closet? That little Chinese carbine might be your most underestimated asset. Number 7. FN SCAR 17S. If there's one modern rifle that has managed to blur the line between battlefield workhorse and luxury investment piece, it's the FN SCAR 17S. Originally designed for U.S. Special Operations Command, the civilian version quickly became one of the most desirable modern semi-auto rifles on the market, and its value has been climbing steadily ever since. Chambered in 7.62 by 51 mm NATO, .308 Winchester, the SCAR 17S delivers a combination of long-range precision and raw stopping power that few rifles in its category can match. Its 16.25-inch cold hammer-forged chrome-lined barrel, monolithic upper receiver, and fully adjustable side folding stock make it equally at home in tactical, hunting, and precision shooting environments. The rifle's short-stroke gas piston system keeps it running clean, even in harsh conditions, and its light recoil for a .308 platform surprises many first-time shooters. What makes the SCAR 17S such a hot commodity among collectors is a mix of scarcity, performance, and brand prestige. FN doesn't produce these rifles in massive numbers, and prices have steadily crept upward as demand continues to exceed supply. Back in the early 2010s, you could find one for around $2,500 new. Today, even used models are commanding $3,800 to $4,500 with certain limited-run color configurations like FDA flat dark earth or discontinued factory black models fetching even more. And while it's already expensive, many experts believe the SCAR 17S will mirror the price trajectory of older military pattern rifles like the HK91 and FAL. Those who grabbed one early may be holding one of the smartest rifle investments of the decade. Number 6. Springfield Armory M1A National Match. The Springfield Armory M1A National Match is one of those rifles that combines craftsmanship, performance, and heritage in a way that speaks to both serious shooters and long-term investors. Built as a precision-tuned variant of the classic M1A, it draws directly from the military lineage of the M14, but it's enhanced for exceptional accuracy right out of the box. Chambered in 7.62 by 51 mm NATO, .308 Winchester, the National Match features a 22-inch air-gauged medium-weight National Match barrel, a precisely fitted stock, and a tuned National Match trigger that breaks clean at about 4.5 to 5 pounds. The sights are equally impressive, with a hooded rear aperture and finely adjustable knobs for windage and elevation, making this rifle competition-ready without the need for aftermarket upgrades. From an investment perspective, the M1A National Match has been gaining momentum because it represents a bridge between collectible service rifles and high-end competition firearms. Standard M1As have always been popular, but this tuned variant appeals to a more niche market of marksmen and collectors who appreciate the additional attention to detail. Prices that once hovered around $1,800 are now pushing well over $2,500 for clean examples, especially those with walnut stocks in pristine condition. Early production models or rifles with limited run features are beginning to command a premium, and with Springfield focusing more on newer product lines, supply may tighten further in the coming years. If history is any guide, rifles that can dominate in competition while retaining military DNA tend to hold and grow their value steadily over time. Number 5, Ruger Number 1 Single-Shot Rifle. In a world obsessed with high-capacity magazines and rapid fire, the Ruger Number 1 is a reminder that sometimes less is worth far more. This single-shot falling block rifle has been in production since 1967, but certain chamberings and configurations are now becoming serious collector prizes. Built with a sleek, sculpted receiver and no external magazine, the Number 1 has an elegance that's rare in modern production rifles. It's chambered in an astonishing variety of calibers, from classic .30-06 Springfield to niche long-range choices like .275 Rigby or .416 Rigby. The combination of a strong falling block action and free-floated barrel gives it exceptional accuracy, while its compact length makes it handle beautifully in the field. Collectors are watching the rare chamberings and special editions most closely. Runs in calibers that were produced for a single year or as part of limited distributor exclusives have started to spike in value. Some of these rifles, once bought for well under $1,000, are now fetching $2,000 or more, and pristine examples with original boxes, paperwork, and hang tags can climb much higher. Part of the Number 1's appeal is that it's not mass-produced in the way other modern rifles are. Ruger builds them in smaller batches, and certain configurations disappear from the catalog for years at a time, making them increasingly hard to find. If you have a Ruger Number 1 in a rare caliber tucked away, you're not just holding a beautifully made rifle. You might be holding a future auction star that serious collectors will fight to own. Number 4, Heckler & Koch HK91. The HK91 is one of those rifles that has gone from military pedigree to collector obsession, and the value climb shows no sign of slowing down. Based on the legendary German G3 battle rifle, the HK91 was the civilian-legal semi-automatic variant imported into the U.S. between the 1970s and the late 1980s. Once the import bans hit, the supply line closed forever, instantly making existing rifles more desirable. Chambered in 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO .308 Winchester, the HK91 uses a roller-delayed blowback system, a hallmark of Heckler & Koch engineering that's incredibly robust, reliable, and smooth once you get used to its unique recoil impulse. The stamped steel receiver, polymer furniture, and diopter drum sights give it that unmistakable Cold War aesthetic, while the rifle's reputation for rugged accuracy has kept it relevant decades after production stopped. Collectors hunt for original, pre-ban examples with matching serial numbers, original furniture, and factory accessories like bipods or claw-mount scopes. Prices that once hovered around $1,200 in the 1990s now regularly exceed $4,000, with mint, unfired rifles going even higher. Rarer configurations like factory black stocks or early sporter imports with wood furniture can send auction prices into the stratosphere. What makes the HK91 especially appealing is that it bridges two worlds. It's both a highly capable shooter and a piece of military history you can legally own. And with so many surviving examples still in working condition, it's the kind of investment you can take to the range and still feel confident about holding or increasing its value. Number 3, Steyr Scout Rifle. The Steyr Scout is one of the few modern rifles that has achieved cult status among shooters, collectors, and military historians all at once. Designed in collaboration with legendary firearms expert Jeff Cooper, it was built to embody the Scout rifle concept, a lightweight, versatile, all-purpose rifle capable of handling everything from hunting to defense. When Steyr launched it in the late 1990s, it was ahead of its time. Now, in 2025, certain configurations are becoming incredibly valuable to collectors. Chambered primarily in .308 Winchester, the Steyr Scout weighs under 7 pounds thanks to its fluted 19-inch cold hammer-forged barrel and synthetic stock. It comes with an integrated bipod, a forward-mounted optic rail for long eye relief scopes, and an extra magazine stored in the stock, all features that were cutting-edge when it debuted. The rifle's smooth bolt throw and adjustable two-stage trigger only add to its appeal. What's driving up prices is a combination of limited production runs, discontinued color schemes, and the growing recognition of Cooper's influence on modern rifle design. Early gray models are rifles chambered in rarer calibers like 6.5 Creedmoor or .376 Steyr are now commanding premiums, especially if they are in mint condition with original boxes and documentation. Standard Scouts still sell well, but the rare variants are the ones collectors fight over. Some examples that originally retailed for around $1,500 are now bringing $3,000 or more at auction, with Steyr producing them in relatively small batches and the Scout rifle concept gaining more respect each year. The Steyr Scout is poised to keep climbing in value, making it one of the smartest sleeper investments in the bolt-action world. Number 2. Barrett M82A1. The Barrett M82A1 is one of the most recognizable rifles in the world. Chambered in 50 BMG, it was designed in the 1980s to give military forces a portable, long-range, anti-material weapon. Its recoil-operated, semi-automatic action allows rapid follow-up shots with a cartridge capable of disabling vehicles, punching through hard cover, and engaging targets well past 1,500 meters. The M82A1 features a 29-inch chrome-lined barrel, dual-chamber muzzle brake, and a 10-round detachable box magazine. Weighing in at over 30 pounds with optics, it's not a rifle for casual carry, but its power and range have made it a staple in military arsenals and a symbol in civilian long-range shooting. Civilian legal versions were imported and sold in limited numbers before production and distribution slowed due to export controls and changing laws. Pre-ban models and early serial numbers command a premium. Collectors value rifles with original factory cases, paperwork, and period-correct optics like the Leupold Mark IV. Prices that were around $7,000 a decade ago are now reaching $11,000 to $15,000, with some rare configurations pushing even higher. The combination of military history, extreme performance, and limited civilian supply ensures the M82A1 remains one of the most valuable modern rifles on the collector market. Number 1. Colt AR-15 SP1. The Colt AR-15 SP1 was the first civilian version of the M16 rifle introduced in 1964. It retained the lightweight profile, 20-inch barrel, and direct impingement gas system of the military original, but fired only in semi-automatic. Chambered in .223 Remington, it used early slab-side receivers without a forward assist and came with the distinctive three-prong flash hider. Early SP1 rifles had anodized aluminum receivers in a light gray finish, vinyl-coated aluminum stocks, and triangular handguards. Over the years, small production changes, such as switching to a birdcage flash hider or adding a trapdoor buttstock, created distinct variations that collectors track closely. What drives current prices is the fact that these rifles represent the starting point of America's most influential civilian semi-auto platform. They were produced in relatively small numbers compared to later AR-15 models, and import bans changing laws and the shift to different receiver designs have made original SP1s increasingly scarce. A clean, all-original SP1 that once sold for under $1,000 in the 1990s now brings $2,500 to $4,000. Unfired examples with the factory box, manual, and accessories have sold for more than $5,000. For collectors, a SP1 is both a historical milestone and an appreciating investment. And that wraps up our deep dive into the rifles that could be making you rich in 2025, models with craftsmanship, history, and collector demand strong enough to turn an old gun into a serious payday. The firearms market is moving fast, and the rifles gaining value today may be out of reach tomorrow. If you want to stay ahead, protect your investments and spot the next wave of collector gold. Hit that subscribe button. We've got more hard-hitting lists, insider breakdowns, and no-nonsense gear reviews coming your way. Don't miss them.